Welcome, Christy, to the Locker Room Podcast. I'm so excited to have you.
Yay, Amira, thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
I would love for you to just introduce yourself to the audience and tell them a little about you.
Yeah, so my name is Christie Horan. I am the head coach of the Washington Commanders Command Force. And the Command Force is the dance team for the NFL Washington Commanders. We are primarily an industry hip hop team, and we also have elements like your traditional palm as well as beat your feet. For your listeners who don't know what beat your feet is, it is a style that originated in DC. It's a street style of dance to go-go music. There's a lot of footwork and it's absolutely incredible to watch.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Okay, so how can someone learn this style if they want to audition for you and have never done it before?
Yeah, that's a great question. You can learn Beat Your Feet in the DC area. We have a lot of our dancers teach it themselves, as well as choreographers like Crazy Legs, who we have into auditions, or they can learn it online. If you look it up on YouTube, there's a couple of Beat Your Feet tutorials. But if you're not well versed in Beat Your Feet, it's not something we require. It's more so you pick a track, either palm dancers or Beat Your Feet dancers, but all of us together are hip hop dancers.
Okay, amazing. Cool. I know because we talked last year and you were saying that you guys were primarily hip hop, which I don't think
Yes.
uh, popular in the NFL. And so I think that for dancers who don't necessarily want the NBA style commitment and want to still do hip hop, yeah, I
Yeah.
can come audition for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Come audition for us. Our registration is open now. It actually opened 3 days ago.
Like,
We're super excited for this upcoming season, what it brings, to see all the
yeah.
faces.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of audition, when do applications close? And then can you just talk through the audition process?
Of course. So we like to switch it up and bring the excitement each year and change it up a little bit. So even when we spoke last year, it's a little different than it was. So registration opened this past Monday, February 2nd. Registration closes in a month. So Monday, March 2nd. Different this year. And this is great for dancers all around the US because you can apply from anywhere. We have two virtual rounds. So the first two rounds are virtual. So that preliminary round, that's a virtual call. Once you register, a couple days later, after registrations close, you will receive your preliminary round choreography. So that choreography is hip hop choreography. It's taught by two of our current dancers. And similarly to last year, you'll learn part of the hip hop piece and then go into a 30-second freestyle. So that's all your own. And then in addition to the dance choreography piece of it, you'll also submit an intro video showing us your personality, telling us a little bit about you, why you want to be on the team, and just how you stand out among other applicants. So that's round one. We'll piece it into three different steps. So that's round one.
Okay.
Round two, after the first round closes, we select our semifinalists, and the semifinalist round is also virtual this year. So that's a little different than what we've done in the past.
Yeah.
We really want our finalists, especially those who are flying in, to make the trip worth it. So semifinalists also submit a video. This video is where you pick your track of, are you a palm dancer or
Hmm.
are you a beat your feet dancer,
Cool.
in addition to hip hop. So you learn another hip hop piece, and then you also learn a palm piece and a beat your feet piece. So you pick which track you want to go to. If
Okay.
you can do all three, you're welcome to submit all three, but we don't require, that's not a requirement. And then the third and final piece is if you're invited for that finals round, which is in person at Northwest Stadium in Landover, Maryland. So we don't know exactly what that number looks like right now, but we'll have a strong select group come in, and that date is May 9th and 10th to finals weekend. And then we close out our finals week with a showcase that is at the legendary Howard Theater in Washington, D.C. Basically, you can invite all of your friends and family there. We'll invite DC fans, and there'll be this huge, exciting show. So all that to say, we've got a lot coming up in auditions, but registration is open now. So head to Command Force on Instagram, click the link, and you'll be able to submit it. Make sure you get it in by March 2nd.
Amazing. So for prelims,
Yes.
When are they getting the choreography and when do they have to submit it by? Is it a tight timeline? What does that look like for you guys?
Yeah, yeah. So it is a pretty tight timeline. It's a week turnaround. So they'll get it a couple days after registration closes. So they'll get it on the choreography on March 3rd.
Okay.
It'll close a week later, and you'll have to submit that within the week.
Okay.
And then the same thing goes for semifinals too. You'll have a week to submit.
Awesome. And when you are looking at like introductions from a like
Oh
coaches
yeah.
or judges perspective, what is like something that you would love to see? I know every team is so different and they like sometimes dancers just don't know even where to start with their introduction.
Oh my gosh, I know. If somebody asked me a fun fact of like, so I totally get that. And having guidance on that is very helpful. So we're looking for brand ambassadors to the Washington Commanders organization. So we're looking at somebody who has that confidence, that spirit, that cheer, who can get in front of a camera and say who they are, where they're from, how long they've been dancing maybe, and then why they want to be on the command force.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
Yeah.
So it's more about their like why versus anything else.
Yes, yeah, and of course, we wanna see your personality and your authentic self too, so if you would like to tell us a fun fact, you are welcome to.
I think. In the finals process, are you guys gonna do interviews?
Yes, so we are going to interview we're gonna do it a little bit different than we did in the past. In the past, we've done group panelist interviews, and we are going to interview our finalists that we're doing right now on Zoom prior to them showing up that weekend. That way we can get to know you a little bit more before you come dance at the stadium.
Amazing. I think it's nice that you can adapt, right? COVID gave us fully virtual. And
Yes.
then now it's how do we maximize the talent that's out there and be able to see as many of those dancers as we possibly can and then bring those. I love that you're just bringing the finalists in because then
Yeah.
you can have just amazing, talented dancers audition for you and not have that traveling hurdle.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what it becomes a barrier. So we do want to open it up to everyone who wants to audition for us and then give the finalists that amazing experience of the next 5 days that they are here in DC.
Yeah, that's amazing. When you're judging an audition, what makes someone stand out to you?
Yeah, there are so many talented dancers that come to auditions. So it's tough to pinpoint one thing down. So we're looking obviously for what I'm looking for is I'm looking for an amazing performer, an amazing technical dancer. But on top of that, I'm also looking for somebody who can represent the organization and be an amazing ambassador. So what does that look like when you're there? How are you in your interview? Are you making friends? It's something that's super important to us because we do about like 200 plus community events in the DMV. For your listeners who don't know what the DMV is, it's DC, Maryland, Virginia area. And then we also do military tours across the world. So we want somebody who represents the organization professionally on top of their dance ability.
Yeah. And sometimes, in my opinion, being a brand ambassador can be more important than your dance skills because you are interacting with fans, you are with ownership, you are with season ticket holders. And that has such a big impact on how much you do in the community versus like your 10 games that you have.
Oh, yeah. You painted the picture perfectly. It really is 50% of the job. We're like out in the community so much, interacting with our fans. And it really is super, super important to this job in particular.
Yeah. And for you guys, like what does being a good brand ambassador look like?
Yeah. So it's being a good teammate, it's being somebody who's positive and enlightening and somebody who's contagious to be around and has charisma, but also somebody who just is unapologetically themselves, somebody who wants to make friends. We do a ton of work with our junior force as well. We're always looking for role models and dancers who can lead and really inspire our junior force and the youth dancers as well.
Yeah, I love it. You look for like prelims versus semifinals versus the finalists.
Yeah,
The talent continues to like level up, right? Are
for
you
sure.
looking for something different in prelims in the videos versus semifinals and finals? Are you just looking for can I picture this person on the team?
Yeah, that is a great question. I look for, can I picture this person on the team? And on top of that is, do they have potential? So potential to be on the team, potential to to learn and grow and be that brand ambassador, that dancer that we're looking for on Command Force. So the difference between the rounds is also too is can they take great feedback and come back? Not that we're necessarily offering feedback, but can they learn from their video? Can they learn from what we're looking for when we give the video to them? So we're looking for that growth. And then once you make it to finals, it's pretty intense, right? You're learning this year you're learning 4 dances, and then on top of that, we're doing a media presentation day, so taking photos and dancing in front of a camera, and it's all super exciting.
Yeah.
We really wanna see how you do in the job
Yeah.
and then perform in front of a live audience too. So when we get to that point, we're really looking for the dancers that are at that level and who we can see in front of our fans.
Yeah. Are you guys requiring a solo for final?
No, we don't do solos for finals. Who knows? Maybe in the future. This year, yeah, everything changes. Everything changes. We might next year that could be the thing. But our solo this year is like the freestyle in their preliminary audition video.
Perfect. Are there any like fundamental basics that you guys need to have? So like you're more hip hop, so is it like team
Right.
hip ups or that kind of like trickery?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I would say just well-rounded, strong technique. So knowing for our palm dancers, it's being able to do a beautiful kick. We do a lot of firebirds, maybe a calypso in the future. You never know. So having a strong technique background in that. As far as hip hop tricks go, we will always be happy to throw in a head spring or a front handspring. We did team handsprings a couple years ago. And then, of course, with Beat Your Feet, it's knowing the basic foundations of Beat Your Feet. But I wouldn't say there is not a trick that you need to know to make the team. So just having a strong foundation is very important.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So I've been on panels with judges and we always have different things that we're looking for.
Mhm.
Like I always tell the girls, I'm like, I'm sorry, but I just want perfection at all times. I just great. That's it. Whereas someone next to me, I just want to have them make me feel something. Are you
Yeah.
more like a technical judge or a performance judge? Are you in between? Where are you at?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I like to see it all. I like to see it's more similar to you. I like to see that you're an excellent dancer, but that you're an outstanding performer. And I think above all is having fun when you're there and just living, and you can tell that somebody just absolutely loves dance. But yeah, I would like it all. We do it all in front for our fans. So that's what I'm looking for.
I'm like, I know that it's unrealistic to expect perfection in prelims, right? But they have videos, so there's no excuse with the video portion. Like, you have a week, in my opinion, to learn and go at it for a whole week. Like, that video should be pretty darn good because you do it.
Right. So I will say from watching the videos last year, you definitely want to follow the directions and you want to face the correct way.
Yeah.
So when you're learning it, we make sure that our dancers say, this is my right hand, this is my left hand, so that you're learning the correct way. And then also it's your submission video. So you do want to submit your best.
Yeah. And I think you mentioned something important is like following directions. So I think that oftentimes, if you have like a technical dance background or you've been dancing your entire life, like most dancers have, you go from being this dancer to an ambassador, a professional, someone who represents the organization, and
Right.
be able to follow directions, read the email thoroughly. And if it specifically says record horizontally, that needs to be done versus just doing whatever you want because it shows your attention to detail and professionalism.
Yes, I completely agree. I highly recommend having a friend, maybe hopefully somebody who's been through it, help double check your submissions because you do want to make sure that you are putting your best foot forward and that you're going after your dreams. Like you should really put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah. And I think it's just like this is a professional dance team and that is what I'm submitting what a professional would do. And having that lens of like professionalism first, last, and always of is this professional? The way that I'm emailing someone, the way that I'm sending in this application and the words that I'm writing, every single L.
I completely agree with you. I think that's one thing that's really great about the pro dance sports world is it does teach you
Yeah.
to be so well-rounded, not only dancing, but professionally as well.
Oh, of course. I am who I am today because of the organizations I've been part of and just like that training of who you become through it. It's just special.
It is very special. It's something you can only get in this industry.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So preparation outside of dance. I know you're a fitness girly. So what do you recommend for dancers or like what would be like an ideal thing for them to focus on outside of dance in your opinion?
Yes, so dancers are athletes, so you wanna make sure that you train and feel yourself like an athlete. There's not a one script fills all. Everybody, has what they love and what they do and enjoy. I will say, being completely disciplined and then also having that stamina, so you wanna really picture yourself and visualize yourself on a game day. That's an 8-hour plus day, and then you're dancing in front of the fans for at least 4 hours. So having that goal and that vision to keep up that discipline and stamina through all of it and making sure that you're really taking a holistic approach. So it's not just about what working out or what you're eating. It's that mind, body, soul, taking care of your mental as well on top of training.
Yeah. We can be our own worst enemy sometimes. And so your mind has to be right with training and showing up for yourself and not even just not talking yourself out of doing what you're excited to do, which is submit an application. And like that mindset is so important too.
Yeah, and I think to go off of that, like showing up for yourself and keeping your commitments to yourself by showing up for a workout or a group fitness class
Mhm.
or whatever your jam is, that carries over into showing up for yourself by submitting that application, by showing up to the audition.
Yeah. I love it. Confidence comes from the commitments that you follow through to yourself.
Yes, I completely agree. I said the same thing to myself.
Okay, so you mentioned schedule for game day. Can you
Yes.
share what the time commitment looks like for you guys?
Yes. So we practice 2 to 3 times per week. So we practice during the week. I know other teams are different. We practice Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6:30 to 9:30, sometimes 10:30. So, it is most of our dancers are full-time professional students or parents. So we do try to complement that schedule. However, you do need to focus on time management. And then I will say also during choreographer weeks, we add in a Wednesday. So most weeks, Tuesday, Thursday, and then sometimes it's Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. And yes, it might sound like a lot. It is, but all of our dancers and our entire team say it's 110% worth it. And they would do it over and over again.
Of course. Yeah. I was actually just talking to one of the dancers in our program yesterday, and she was like, I didn't realize how much I need to work on my time management skills with having a job. And in our training, like we're only meeting 5 times a month. And so I tell them, you are going to be having practice 2 to 3 times a week and a game. You have, like, if this 5 times a month is not doable for you, you got to shift things around and be able to manage your time.
For sure. And I think that's why training programs like yours are so special is because it really does reflect what happens when you do make the team and
Yeah.
sets the standard there. I will say too, when I danced in college and that was something that you show up and you learn right away.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, time management.
Yeah.
It's so worth it though. It's so worth it.
Do you think that's one of the things like the rookies are like, man, I did not know what I was getting myself into was like just the balancing of the schedule, or is that one of the main things?
I think that, and then also as a rookie, it's incredible because you're on this whirlwind and this enlightened experience where all of your dreams are coming true. This is the best thing that's ever happened. And it's a lot of work. So time management and then learning all the choreography. I think though, I love seeing this from our team is this rookie class comes in as complete strangers and then they
Mhm.
leave the season best friends and as family. And it's one of the most rewarding things.
Yeah. I love it. I know that we talked about your guys' style a little bit from the performance aspect of like facials and how they bring the choreography to life.
Yes.
What is your guys' kind of style?
Yeah, that is a great question. Of course, we're dancing hip hop. We're also dancing palm, not only on the sidelines the whole game, but also for a routine on the 20s. And then we also have Beat Your Feet, who performs up at Legends Plaza, which is like a pregame experience before the game starts. As far as facials go, we ask for a full out performance, right? But we are also asking for something to get our fans excited. So you do see it is a lot of smiles. It's a lot of smiles. No, and we can throw in a stink face every now and then. But I will say, think about the audience that you're performing for, and this is a big stage in a stadium, so you want to make sure that you're uplifted and showing that.
Yeah, I think it's with hip hop, you get that flexibility that most
Yes,
NFL teams wouldn't necessarily have. So
right.
that's nice.
Yeah, you can get into it more. Also, it's cool because we have our hip hop songs that get the crowd excited for the third quarter. But we also have our pregame show. So if you go and watch our pregame show last year, it really shows the diversity and like versatility of our team. And it's a little bit of a more intense song. So we start out with technique. We have dancers doing leg holds, you do a calypso, we're doing group lifts, and then everybody comes in and they perform a hip hop routine all together. And then we have a little beat your feet at the end. It definitely showcases all of the highlights of our team. So if you get a chance to check it out, you definitely should.
Yeah, Celine choreographed it, right?
Yes, Celine
okay.
Edmondson choreographed it. Yeah, the Brooklynettes. Yes.
I saw that for sure. Is the Beat Your Feet team different than the cheerleaders? Or what do you call it? Sorry.
No, it's okay. So Command Force is all one team. I know it gets like there. We have so many. We have 3 different elements essentially. So it's are there different? There are different aspects, but we are one team, one unit, one family. So everybody is performing hip hop. Everybody is on the sidelines. Our palm dancers are performing palm on the sidelines. So we have our 4 different lines, and then we have a 5th line with our Beat Your Feet dancers, and they are doing sidelines and snippets with Beat Your Feet choreography. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Go into it more.
Yeah. I was just curious because I know, like you were saying, okay, Beat Your Feet's like up. So they're performing on the field at all hip hop routines. And then you have the group who does palm on the sides, and you have Beat Your Feet like as another line.
Yeah. Yep. So we're all in the field at the same time.
Yeah.
As Command Force. Pre-game, we all do together and dance together on the center of the field. And then we go into our pre-game traditions, which everybody, says it's one of their favorite parts of the game, coming out of the tunnel, going into anthem, kickoff. And we're all in the field for that. And then we all separate on the field and go to our lines. And we have 5 lines. So instead of having 4, we'll have 5. So 4 palm line, 5th is Beat Your Feet line. And then for hip hop, we'll perform in the end zones. Sometimes we do all in one end zone as one big team, and we'll perform all together. And then the palm piece and the palm choreography, our Beat Your Feet dancers will stay on the sidelines and then our palm dancers go out onto the field, onto the 20-yard line.
Is there an instance where there's like a palm dancer who goes into Beat Your Feet, or like they're...
That's a great question. That's a great question. So for the most part, they are separate. So during auditions, and this is part of the audition process, if you make it to the semifinals round, is you choose your path. Am I a palm dancer or am I a Beat Your Feet dancer? And you want to choose the one that you are strongest at. We normally don't have too much crossover. However, this year, one of our rookie dancers, she auditioned as a Beat Your Feet dancer, and then she learned palm and was so strong at it. We ended up putting her into some of the palm pieces. So there is opportunity for crossover. The stronger and more well-rounded we are, the better. But it's so amazing to see. And then some of our palm dancers will learn Beat Your Feet and jump into the Beat Your Feet section of our hip hop routines. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different dynamic, right? And so if you're thinking about applying, right, and you're like, okay, I know I can do hip hop, I know I can do Beat Your Feet, but am I expected to do palm or vice versa? Yeah. And that helps clarify just for dancers who make it to semifinals. Here are the different paths that you get to choose.
Yeah. And I think that's super important to clarify. You don't have to do all 3. You choose what you're strongest at. Awesome. And if you want to dabble and Beat Your Feet or palm, then we are always encouraging that.
And I would say that is one thing that makes your guys' program unique is the different elements. Is there anything else that you would say makes your guys' program unique that people might not know?
Right, yeah. We pride ourselves on being one of the most unique and diverse teams in the NFL. Something else that makes our program unique is we hire choreographers, world-renowned choreographers from all over the world and US to come in and choreograph for our team. So our team is really getting that once in a lifetime opportunity. Some choreographers are like Lyle Benega, Jared Jenkins, Deshaun Hawthorne, Celine Edmondson, and then palm choreographers like Quentin Perrone, Natalie Chernow. So we love bringing that experience to the dancers right here at home. And then that way we can offer something so unique to our fans, but also give the team a unique experience without even having to leave the DMV.
That's awesome. And just being exposed to different choreographers that you might not be exposed to or being able to learn a different style, I think is so important and
Yeah.
encouraging for someone who is, man, I've never done that. And you get to experience that while being on a team versus just like finding the choreographers on your own and going to them.
Yes, you make such a great point. And we're not looking for dancers who are perfect. We're looking for great humans and dancers who are willing to grow and try new things. So if your jam is palm, you will, and you make the team, you will get better at hip hop because you have those choreographers at your fingertips and get that one on one experience with them and
Yeah.
vice versa.
Yeah. And I think not shying away from the experience. Oh
Mhm.
man, like I'm not really a palm dancer, but I'm a really great hip hop dancer. Like you said, like you will grow and improve
Yeah.
no matter what.
I think that's one of the best parts of so this summer is training. We're training for the season. That's when we bring in the majority of our choreographers and seeing, especially obviously the vets who've been there and know the drill, but seeing the rookies grow from the beginning of summer to the beginning of the season is it's truly incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you say your coaching style is?
I like to pride myself on being warm and welcoming. That's just the kind of atmosphere that I want to create, a really positive atmosphere. But also, with that being said, this is a high caliber team. So the team gives 110% and they give each other grace and they like being around each other. So that's something that I think it really adds to the culture. And then on top of that, I personally really like to get to know the dancers individually. Last year, we had 40 dancers on the team. So I love getting to know something about them outside of dance and their lives outside of dance. And I think that helps not only build a deeper relationship, but me to also coach them better as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Of course. Love that. Okay. Last question for you. What do you hope every dancer walks away from your program with?
Yeah. So if we're talking about auditions, we really want somebody to walk away from auditions with a great experience, come in learning something about themselves and feeling like they were able to be 100% their authentic self and find a home at Command Force. And then with the team, it is an experience like any other. I hope that they find lifelong memories during the season. I hope they become better people and professionals and teammates. And then most importantly, I hope they walk away with lifelong friends. Our team is some ladies have gotten married and they're each in each other's weddings. So just forming that bond and being able to create friendships like that is the most important thing. We are a family above all.
It truly is something special that unless you're in it, you don't get to experience. And I hope that everyone who is listening gets to experience this in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so applications are due on March 2nd. They can
Yes.
go to the Command Force Instagram.
Yeah, so I think the easiest way to explain it is go to the Command Force Instagram. It's at Command Force. Give us a follow, click the link in bio, and then go to the audition registration page. There's a link right there. Click it, fill out your application. We're basically asking you your information, your dance backgrounds to explain why you would like to be on Command Force. And put a lot of thought into it, look over it a couple times, and then hit submit. Don't be scared. Go after your dreams. Show up for yourself.
Yes.
But yes, register today. Registrations close March 2nd. And then from there, auditions begin.
Amazing. I'm so excited. Thank you, Christy, for spending your afternoon with me. It was so great having you.
Thanks, Amira. Thank you so much for having me.